All right, so what I'm doing at the beginning of my ride here is I'm just letting London wander around, explore, relax, and get a little bit more used to the arena and calm. So he's had a history of being a bit anxious in this arena, and he's not that sound on this particular day, so I'm not sure. When I got on, I wasn't sure how much I was going to actually do with him. So my goal was to just get some really nice relaxed walks and halts and practice being calm and not doing a whole lot. The easiest way to get him relaxed is to just be busy. As you can see in this accelerated speed, he's just very busy all the time. So I'm just kind of sitting here, letting him kind of choose his direction, wander around. He wanted to investigate the camera here, Rebecca's camera, so I told him he couldn't do that. And once he'd relaxed and settled a bit, I fast forwarded here to a different part of our ride. Now I'm just working on getting him to leg yield off my leg a bit. And I did that both directions quite a bit, just asking him to softly move off my seat bone. I wasn't forcing, I wasn't using any more than just that seat bone kind of slightly into his side. And so we do that again, just asking him to move off. And you can see how I can do so little and he moves off pretty well. Sometimes I have to correct him to ask him to be straighter. I use my hand a bit to get his attention, but there we kind of leg yielded to the wall and off the wall. I'm not asking him for perfection, I'm just asking him to pay attention. And there, stop with my seat. I used a little right rein to just get his attention because he was distracted. So he felt pretty good, so I went ahead and picked up a little trot. Here, again, I'm really not asking him for anything. I'm just kind of sitting there evaluating, feeling his trot, figuring out what he's doing. Made a little circle, and he feels pretty bad to me in this moment, but he actually doesn't look that bad. And so I asked Rebecca over there on the gray in the video to let me know what she thought too on this circle, but he really doesn't look that bad. He's just a little stiff. I guess there wasn't any impulsion and forward like I'm used to with him, but I went ahead and did a little bit more trot with him after that. And here I'm just asking him to be soft on both reins and moving his shoulder around. So again, I don't really care how fast or slow or where he's going. I just want him to be between all my aids. And so he likes to hang on that right rein, so I'm doing a little counter flexion here, asking him to move off my leg. And then when he's soft, I'm letting him be straight. Again, I'm not doing anything big or dramatic. I'm just focused on getting him a little softer, listening to my aids a little bit better. I do have kind of a shorter rein on him. I could probably have let that rein out a bit more, but I didn't want him to get quick and run because then he just tunes me out. So I'm looking for this just kind of relaxed, long frame from him where I can get it, and where I can't, you know, that's fine. I'll just try to see how I can get his body a little straighter and supple. When he feels a little better, like here, I let him have a bit more trot. He's feeling a little bit looser, a little bit nicer. So I feel like I can let him out better. That right rein is a continual theme, and there you can see Happy went by us with Rebecca, and he wanted to run after her. So I took kind of a firmer hold of my inside rein and told him, no, we're circling, we're not cantering after her, we're not doing any of that. And again, my goal in this trot is just to get him a little softer on my rein, a little more sensitive to my seat aids, and in between my hands and my legs, because I find a lot that he sucks back or he kind of runs ahead of me. He thought about cantering there. I think I put my inside leg on, asking him to move towards the rail a little bit, and he thought, saw that little bob where he thought canter, which isn't productive. And at the trot here, like I'm doing a little bit of that, just asking him to drift off my seat bones. In the video, it's really hard to see because I really just asked him to shift his weight I wasn't asking for anything as extreme as a leg yield because I don't think he's loose enough in his hindquarters to really give me anything good on this particular day. And I don't want to be asking for things that he can't do because it's just going to make him want to tune me out and get angry. But this is some nice, decently relaxed trot where he's straight-ish. He's between my reins. He's staying pretty consistent. A lot of times the other reason I ask him to drift back and forth between my aids is just to make sure that I'm feeling it. So here I asked him to drift towards the wall a little bit and they're a little bit away from the wall. I do that a lot to work on myself and making sure that I'm being as soft and subtle as possible and I'm not putting him out of alignment by accident. So when I exaggerate one seat bone or the other, it gives me a good idea of whether it's working or not and whether he's ready to listen or able to listen to it. But with him, I find my eck is never good enough. The better I ride, the better he goes, just period. And I have a lot of trouble riding him. He just has, even slow, he has a big movement. That trot is big, but especially when he's not feeling the best, it's flat and big, which I find makes it really hard to sit or post in the bareback pad. When I go to post it, I don't even get out of the pad, and I have trouble getting that rhythm. But sitting it is also really hard for me because it's just big, and you can see here how I'm bouncing all over the place. I'm so not a fan of my eck. And watching this back, I realized that we go to the left a lot. I don't think we really went to the right that much in the trot. I'm not really sure why I did that. I think I just didn't pay a lot of attention and I happened to go left a lot, which is terrible. You should really keep the sides pretty even. I wonder too if I went this way a lot because this particular direction he likes to run to the gate, so running towards his camera on this particular long side. So I might have been feeling that rush. And that's why I asked him to walk in this particular spot, is because I wanted to make sure that my downward transition coming towards the gate was good. And that was a nice halt where if you could see me just open my lower leg a bit and close my thigh, very subtle, and he came down, so I just gave him the rein.
Isn't that what filmmakers do? They walk around like this?
And then after that, we just kind of walked around a little bit. I cooled him out. That was all I really wanted to do for the day. And yeah, then we just sat here and chilled. And then you can see when I go to get off how his first instinct is to raise up his head. So I've been getting off with my leg over his neck because it actually makes it better. I know, it's kind of counterintuitive. He doesn't like when I lean forward because it puts a little pressure on his withers. So I kind of asked him to relax a bit there. But honestly, I didn't have a ton of patience on this day, so it just wasn't really a priority. That was better, I took it. Had other things I wanted to do on, this is my ride on the January 3rd, which is a Sunday and my day off. So I didn't really want to be at the barn all day working on stuff. It's why I wasn't super picky about the bridling. I could have waited to make that better. I could have waited to get off better. I just wanted to have a fun little hack on him, not anything too serious. I do always lower his head when I get off because I don't want him to associate the arena with anxiety, and our ride might have been anxious. Me getting off always makes him anxious. So I do always do that. But anyway, that was our Sunday ride. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping to keep doing weekly videos of our time together. See you guys next week.